How do I glorify God at my job? Part of our purpose as humans, created in God's image, is to work. But living a visibly defining, transparent life in the workplace can get kind of difficult. After all, most of us can't begin each day leading the office in prayer or even reading the Bible to them. But Matthew 5:16 says, "In the same way, let your light shine before others, that they may see your good deeds and glorify your Father in heaven." But did Jesus really mean at my job too? Remember the words from Matthew just a moment ago. You're a lit lamp everywhere you go, including the workplace. Because we have different views of humanity, when viewed through the work of Christ, we are changed to love others because we ourselves have been loved. Our love is rooted in the complete and finished work on the cross. I want to share with you 4 ways you can live for righteousness and glorify God in the workplace. 1, show integrity. Be absolutely honest and full of integrity at all times on the clock. But what does that look like? Well, be on time. Also, work up to the time you're to leave. Don't cut corners. Always tell the truth. Be accountable to others. And treat your coworkers and customers with respect. What does the Bible say about integrity? Well, Paul tells Titus to instruct young men like this in Titus 2. In everything, set them an example by what is good. In your teaching, show integrity, seriousness, and soundness of speech that cannot be condemned, so that those who oppose you may be ashamed because they have nothing bad to say about us. 2, be sincere. 1 Peter 2:12 says, "Keep your conduct among the Gentiles honorable." Why? So they'll have nothing evil to say about you. Sometimes we as Christians unknowingly make ourselves unapproachable by not being transparent with those that we work with. This leaves our coworkers believing that Christians live perfect lives. Let me assure you, it's not a lack of faith to be transparent with them. We should be wise in how we share our struggles and wise in how we share the gospel at work, but we should never be silent. We must be who we are, in whole, at work, and not put up walls around our lives, or we will run the risk of being seen as fake by others. Number 3, be adaptable. We have to learn to adapt. Adapting is not compromise. Hear that correctly. Adapting is changing something to accommodate someone else, whereas compromise is to accept a lower standard to avoid conflict. Otherwise, you will likely isolate yourself from your coworkers, making it all the more difficult to talk to them about your faith. Think of Daniel and his friends. Here are men that have had to become part of a whole group of magicians, enchanters, and sorcerers. Daniel adapts to his environment, not by compromising his faith or beliefs, but by sparing the life of the wicked wise men of Babylon when given a chance. He showed compassion to those who opposed him. Living a transparent, authentic life means allowing your relationship with God to illuminate every environment you enter, even the workplace. Number 4, show love. The Bible speaks a lot about loving others. In fact, the word love appears over 500 times in the Bible. When we consider how to love our coworkers, Proverbs 17:9 comes to mind. Whoever covers an offense seeks love, but whoever repeats a matter separates close friends. For many of us, we spend the majority of our awake hours at work. Many conflicts arise during that time together, and we must seek to love our coworkers, even through disagreement. To cover an offense isn't to hide wrongdoing. Rather, it's to forgive and love when you've been offended. Paul puts it this way in his letter to the church at Rome. If your enemy is hungry, feed him. If he is thirsty, give him something to drink, for by doing so, you will heap burning coals on his head. Most likely, your coworker is not your enemy, but what Paul is saying here is to love those who oppose you. The act of compassion against opposition will be a burning conviction when your kindness is placed on those who you are in conflict with. We are workers together with God in both sharing the gospel and our daily work. Your job is part of God's calling for you. It's not merely a means to an end. It's an integral piece of God's plan for your life. He seeks to extend his kingdom and his influence throughout the world. You make a difference through your work. May God bless you as you work to serve him wherever you are.